We are here at Frost Giant Games. It is, July the 12th. We have Ben on Bant Ephemerate and Keegan on Hardened Scales. I believe today we only had 16 players. Last week we had like 28, but, it'd be like that sometimes. But I believe Ben's taking a mulligan and Keegan's going to keep his hand. Double Ephemerate in Ben's hand and double Solitude. That's pretty good. Blind, that's probably keepable. Yep, and he's keeping it. Snow-covered land tapped. Rhymewood Forest, I believe. Pendelhaven Stirrings. Zabaz in the pile, that's pretty alright. Oh, but he has one in hand, alright. That's still pretty alright. Welding Jar, the choice, though. Welding Jar does absolutely nothing against Solitude, though. I pass it the turn. There's a Saga. Jar. Ozolith. Zabaz. There he is. I'm going down to 19. Glacial Floodplains. All of the snow-covered land. Believe another Solemnity to draw. Hollow Fountain tapped and a pass. Ben just trying to get a 2-for-1 here with this Ephemerate. Inkmoth next is pretty good. Combat, swinging 1, down to 18. Pass of the turn. This is going to be able to get this Construct that Keegan's most likely going to make at end of turn, though. Ooh. Paying 1 mana to exile the Ozolith. Prismatic Ending, a very good card added into Modern. End step. Make a Construct. Before searching, he's going to attempt to make a Construct again. Hello, Samir. It is just I right now. We'll be getting somebody in the booth with me, most likely next round. It normally takes 1 for somebody to drop. Well, the Solemnity looking really good now. Another Urza Saga. Animation module. Non-English. Keegan's just going to give a rundown of what it does real quick. Or Solitude, pitching Solitude. Targeting Construct. We're going to Ephemerate here. So, Keegan's going to gain 11 here, exiling one and then the other. And now Ben gets a free block on the Zabaz. Keegan does have a welding jar. Yeah, so Ben didn't block there. I think because he thought that if it died, the Ozolith wouldn't get the counter, but it does. Ozolith is specifically, it leaves the battlefield trigger and not dies. Another Ink Moth. Ben has another Ephemerate in hand, so that's pretty safe. Keegan's going to make a Construct before combat. So the counter moves, triggers the module. Keegan will pay the one to make another, or to make a servo. Venser the draw. I like that. That's really nice interaction with Ozolith. The counters can be on there. You can return it to their hand before the counters move off of it. That's solid. Another servo coming in. Or not a servo, another Construct. Before this trigger to find an artifact. There's the Saga doing work. Zabaz. When Zabaz enters with the 1/1 counter, Keegan will make another servo. A lot going on Keegan's board, honestly. Llanowar Reborn, Graft 1. Combat. We're going to play Venser. We're going to bounce it to his hand. Counter goes on to Ozolith. Not quite sure what that draw was. And a pass. Can't quite see what's in Ben's hand. I know there's one Ephemerate. Basic Force for Keegan. He's accrued so much value off of these Urza Sagas, though. I'm feeling like he should be out of cards soon, but I think he has like 3 cards in hand. Throne of Geth. Which is tap, sacrifice an artifact, proliferate. Ooh, Ben drew Cryptic Command, so he's going to counter Throne and tap down Keegan's squad. Another Throne of Geth. So combat chooses not to move the counter from the Ozolith. Pass of the turn. So Keegan's going to sacrifice a servo, and it's going to proliferate 3 targets. And then when a counter is put on the Zabas, he'll pay 1 with that untapped Pendelhaven he had to make another servo. This Grathland's really nice with Throne of Geth. Wow. Ooh, a Walking Ballista. It's very good. Arcbound Ravager. Counterspell. Walking Ballista for 1. I feel like that warrants flickering this Venser, but so yep. So Grass Trigger on the stack. Gonna Ephemerate Solitude. Yeah, see, Ben needed to respond with the Ephemerate when the Walking Ballista was cast to bounce it to his hand, because now he gets this Throne of Geth when it's at 1. It's a bad thing. All these get more counters. Kill off the Ballista to kill a Solitude. Yeah, he needed to respond with that while it was cast. Slight misplay. Also trigger at combat, put the counters on the Zabas, and then make a servo. $14 damage coming in. Okay, and we're just gonna move on to the next game. Okay, well, you know, I feel like this matchup should be closer, but Keegan really nice getting those Urza's Sagas. Normally getting interacted with that early would be a detriment to the Scales decks, but it worked out. The main board Teferi's coming out, looks like. I'm wondering what comes in here from Ben's side. Looks like Ben's all ready to go. I think only 2 cards were brought in, so pretty fast. I don't know if he left in like the Time Warp, what is the 3 Eternal Witness combo or not, but that seems a little too cute for Keegan's deck. Player's discussing the power level of not of Hardened Scales, of Urza Saga. Talking about if they think it's going to be banned or not. I really don't know. I think it's pretty fine, pretty okay. It can see playing so many different kinds of decks. I think that's fine. So Ben's going to be taking the play. Scales and Keegan's opener. And 2 Urza Sagas again. It's a heavy land hand from Ben. Footage ran for Ben and a pass. Hardened Scales and a pass. Glacial Floodplain. Wall of Omens. Drawing a card. Ooh, Knight of Autumns came in for Ben. That's a pretty sweet one. It's nice. Knight of Autumns can strip my Keegan. That is an enchantment land. Ballista for 1. Then it becomes 2. We're going to flush this Flooded Strand. Find basic planes. Sadly, this Knight of Autumn can get shot by Walking Ballista, but that seems fine. Knight of Autumn will destroy your Saga. Walking Ballista is very spooky. Another Saga. Paying 1 for an Ozolith. Pass of the turn. Ooh, was that a prismatic ending? Yes, it was. Shocking in, down to 16. He really wants this Knight of Autumn to live, but this is rough. Prismatic ending. Targeting the Walking Ballista. Shoot Knight of Autumn. Oh, yeah, there's no way to be super safe. And then shoot the face. He will let it get exiled, so the 1/1 counter will go on the Ozolith. So the Walking Ballista is exiled. Trigger number 2 on the Saga, and Inkmoth Nexus. Just a pass of the turn. Ephemerate the Wall of Omens. Upkeep, rebound trigger, ephemerate the Wall of Omens. Draw for turn. So he does have a Solitude now. Fetching this Prismatic Vista. Going down to 15. I think he's looking for a basic plains, but basic island. It does have an Eternal Witness. Pass of the turn. Make it a construct. Saga's trigger. Make another construct before it's sacrificed. Animation module. Sacrifices the Urza Saga. What are the odds he has a third one? Basic Forest. Oslo Trigger. Put it on the non-summoning sick construct, and then make a servo off of the animation module trigger. Swing in 6. Ice Fang, Quaddle. Block. Oslo Trigger, it goes right back on it. Okay, yeah. Keegan forgot that there was a Hardened Scales out, so when it moved onto the creature originally with the Ozolith, it should have been a 2/2, or 2 +1/+1 counters. Ben let him just take it back. So, there is 2 counters on that Ozolith. So, Eternal Witness, getting back Prismatic Ending, exiling the animation module. And it passes the turn. Ben really needs an Ephemerate. I don't know if he has one in hand, but he, really needs one. Llanowar Reborn. That's a Throne of Geth. Keegan said Cat's Hangerback Walker, but that is a Throne of Geth. Okay, Throne of Geth resolves. Also, this trigger, targeting servo. 3 counters goes on it. Swing for 8. Block one of the 4/4s. Take 4. Pass the turn. Another land, the draw. Mystic Gate. Pass the turn. Ben really isn't doing too much here. Move to combat. Swing 8. I swing Quaddle. Counterspell to draw. Pretty solid. But we're just going to hard cast a Solitude. So he's exile targeting the servo with counters on it. He is exiled. Block the card construct with Quaddle. Word mana for Hangerback Walker. Graft. Moving it onto the Hangerback Walker. It enters with an additional because of Hardened Scales. And a pass to the turn. I might just have Lance and a counterspell in hand. And pass to the turn. Sacrifice Hangerback Walker, end of turn, making 5 1/1 flyers and putting a counter on the Ozolith. Keegan has no Thopter tokens. What a fool. So those are 5 1/1s, not 5 1/1 counters. Land for turn. It's one of the Moto DFC cards. Red version of it. Arcbound Ravager being cast. Met with a counterspell. Combat. Moving the 5 counters, or the 4 counters that were on there, to one of the Hangerback Walkers, Thopters. Animate Inkmoth Nexus. One Infect. Oh, okay, he has nothing. He's just dead. So Keegan gets there in 2. We'll be back with the next round shortly. Hopefully there'll be somebody in the booth. Thank you very much. Hello, we are back. Everybody still hates me, so I'm by myself still. We have Dustin on like a blue-red. He said blue-red Delver. Without Delver, it's like the Dragon Rage Channeler and Lava Darts and whatnot. And Keenan is on Karth Walkers. But Ragavan turn 1 for Dustin, probably pretty solid. Forest Utopia Sprawl. This Ragavan's hitting ones. Island. Tuya. Can't play lands, but makes a treasure. Join the club, Patrick. But, let's see. Dustin got Thought Scour, Serum Visions, and whatnot in hand. Here's the Visions. Draw, scry 2. Expressive Iteration. He has already played his land drop for turn. Exile the Bauble, casting it. Pretty solid hit. Look at Keenan's top of his library. Karn, the Great Creator. Gotta use those baubles when you can. Both players draw. Swamp from Keenan. Liana, the Last Hope, plus on Ragavan. We get plus -2, -1 killing it. Dragon the Polluted Delta. Steam Vent Shocked. Thought Scour himself. Bubble counterspell in the graveyard. Vision to the draw. Oh, so the monkey hit the forest the first turn. Then the Liliana came out and plussed on the monkey. The Karn reveal was just off of the bauble that Dustin played. Dublin 5 here. Imagine the only thing it could be is the Regent. Yep, Murktide Regent. 2 counters on him. I'm just taking a look at his sideboard real quick. Fetch down to 17. Play Karn. Minus. Snaring Bridge. Five on the Murktide Regent. So -2, -1. Bobble. He could not crack the bobble. Oh, that's bad. Be right back. So, just had the players shuffle the library. He was not able to activate Karn yet, but now he can. He killed off the Karn. He wanted that bobble activation. Topia Sprawl. Naming black again. Fetching this Windswept Heath. Basic Forest, Oath of Nissa. Looking at the top three. Renin 6, Liliana. Can't really see that last card. That might be a Kaya's Guile. Oh, never mind. That was the Carthalion. I couldn't even tell by that artwork. Snaring Bridge. Gonna eat the counter spell. Up. Plus on the Regent. Honestly, I'm not the dude to ask about investing on the monkey or whatnot. I personally got rid of mine when it was 80 at pre-release, went down to like 45, 50. I got rid of mine at 45, and then it went back up again. So I already got screwed. Do not listen to me at all. Dragon Rage Channeler. Swinging at Lily for 3. Yeah, it's 80 right now. It's a lot. I know it sees play in Legacy, and it seems play in Modern. It's definitely a great card, but investing wise, I have no idea. Karn the Great Creator. Archmage's Charm. Counter it. Running 6. Returning the Windswept Heath. Oh, the Misty Rainforest. And playing it. I have never seen it either, honestly. This is the first time Keenan's brought it here, I'm pretty sure. Maybe he played it last week, but he didn't get any results with it. He's been playing the green-white enchantments, and that looked awesome. I haven't even seen him cast Karth yet, so I don't know. He seems to be enjoying it, though, so... Here's the Abzan Triome. And the Regent just, like, ends the fun. Here is a Karth. Flashing Snapcaster. Target counterspell, yeah. The struggle of having a 4 CMC creature. Ping the Snapcaster with Renin 6. Yeah, this is rough. But he needed to surveil from the counterspell, so... Cast Thought Scour, surveil. Mill 2, draw. Dustin's turn. Three at Ren, Murktide at Keenan. Another Dragon Rage. So representing lethal next turn. In the air too, which, ugh. Oath of Nissa, legendary rule trigger. Keenan's going to concede. The Liliana, the last hope, was really good on turn 2, but the region is just scary. Just eats planeswalkers. Dustin having the counterspell for the bridge too is really nice. Murktide is too strong. Like, it's definitely not like the most powerful card out of Mono Horizons 2, but it's super sweet. In multiples, it's disgusting. I honestly have no idea what Keenan even sideboards in, because I know for the most part he's a card deck, so he only has like 5 to 6 slots dedicated for actual cards, I believe. I know I saw Thoughtseizes earlier. Big stretch. Keenan will be on the play. I don't even know what Keenan's best hands look like. It has to be a turn 1 Utopia Sprawl into 3-drop Walker, but... Ooh, Ensnaring Bridge came in the main board. Oh, no, he represented a 61 card deck. He never took it out, but he has it. That's probably pretty good. It's a lot of 1-drops in the bridge. He can empty his hand pretty fast. Forest Sprawl. Naming Black. Yeah, make Red's not hard because it's Sprawl, Bird, Oath of Nissa. A lot of things. Ooh, Liliana the Veil. I haven't seen a Liliana the Veil be cast in a minute. Overgrown Tomb here, I imagine. Oh, another basic forest. Okay, it looks like Lily's not the plan. I thought early Lily would be pretty good against the spells deck. Cast. Oh, okay. So, he had a black floating from tapping that forest. Play the other Utopia Sprawl naming Black. Tap the other forest. 2 black, a green. Lily plus. Makes sense. I'm just bad. Now you got the sick Liliana red and 6 combo. Bolt Liliana. Imagine this is going to meet a Lava Dart or something. Maybe Dashing Ragavan? Yep, and a dash. Kill Lily. Return it to the hand. I think Keenan just needs to resolve that bridge as soon as possible. Hopefully Dustin doesn't have anything to interact with it. Ragavan can't dash. I mean, it can, but it can't attack. He only has 1 card in hand. Bobble. Look at the top card of Keenan's library. Oh, Verdant. That's not good. Ragavan, and a pass. He can cycle this trial, but he chooses not to. And still do it end of turn, I guess. If he was to draw like a Liliana or something, he could have casted this turn, though. I don't know if there's a super big reason to hold it. Zero Visions. Scry 2. Bottom. Fetching this Verdant. Going down to 17. Stomping Grounds. Oh, he's really not cycling this land. But hey, there's a Liliana. Definitely has to be what you take, I believe. Probably gonna get met with a counterspell, but it's something. Here's a Liliana. Counterspell it. We might be here for a little bit. Dragon Rage Channeler, which is the 3/3. Swamp. When does Keenan cycle this land? I'm pretty sure it's a Triome. But he has not cycled it in like 3 turns, so I could just be wrong. Oh, no, it is. Okay, he's cycling it. So, was that a Liliana the Last Hope? It was. So, yeah, if he would have cycled last turn, he would have been able to cast it. Now it's just a question of which one does he value more. So, here's the Liliana. Probably going to be met with a counterspell. Oh, I guess not. Plus on the Ragavan. Karn. Minus. Just looking at that liquid metal coating, doesn't seem that bad. Dustin's been missing his land drops. And he is grabbing coating. Okay, Dustin just scoops it up. Snaring Bridge doing work there. Just absolutely doing work. So we will be going to game 3. The main board and snaring bridge ended up making a difference. Crazy. Keenan's talking to me about his ensnaring bridge. Can I tell you about how warm it is in the stream room? The lights do produce a decent amount of heat. It's hot back here in the first place. We need to get an air conditioner, something in that room. I'm happy I'm in here. It's hot in here, but not as bad as in there. Make the players suffer a little bit. Dustin just finishing up sideboarding. Dustin on the play. Both players going to keep Spire Bluff Canal into Dragon Rage Channeling. Force into Utopia Sprawl, naming white. Vicious Bobble. Surveil. Thought Tower to the grave. Crack. Look at Keenan's top of his deck. Wonder what it is. Liliana the Veil. Too bad he named he named white off of that Utopia Sprawl. Seven Visions. Surveil. Put that to the graveyard. Draw the card off of Serum and scry 2. Ooh, is it both on top? Wow. Mountain. Swing 1. Overgrown Tomb. I imagine this Kai is coming out. Exile the Dragon Rage Channeler. Gonna be shooting the Kaya. If Kaya stuck around, that would have been super nice. Misty Rainforest on a pass of the turn. Tap for green, have a white floating. Oh, actually. Tap for green. Oath of Nissa. Temple Garden Forest. Lily, gonna be grabbing the forest. Probably just so we can cast this Lily. Oh, never mind, I grist. I definitely thought that was a Sarah in his hand. So, makes sense. Wow, that looks like Sarah so much from the camera view. That's like disgusting. He's never had a Sarah in his hand. It's always been grist. I am so blind. But it's met with a counter spell. Dustin just passing the turn. No threats. Another grist. Upticking. Harbor Elf to the graveyard. Oath of Nissa, Legendary Rule. 3 lands. Fighting Verdant. Killing the insect. Ragavan. Dash. Swing. Exile in top card of his library. Liliana of the Veil. Grabbing a Triumph. Plus on Grist. Karn. Oh. So Karn is going to be met with a subtlety. Put on top. Brazen Bar the token. Imagine we're dashing with Ragavan, yep. Keenan takes 2, exiles the Karn. Dustin makes a treasure. Karn minus fighting Chalice of the Void. Chalice for 1. That cuts off a large amount of Dustin's cards. Honestly, I didn't even realize that he had a Chalice in the sideboard. That seems pretty good to find. Dustin looks kind of locked up right now. I think Keenan's going to be taking this pretty soon. Uptick Grist, making a 1/1 and milling a card. You just cast Ren and Lily here. Liquid Metal Coating. I think there's probably going to be a concession after this turn. I don't know what Dustin could possibly do to get out of this. But Ren and 6, Lily, Liquid Metal Coating. And we're going to call it there. Okay. Keenan gets there in 3. We will be back with the next round very shortly. I think this was our last game. Okay, we're back with round 3. Still alone. It sucks. Eric on Rug Delver and Chrisman on Affinity. Going to be a keep for both players. Going down to 17 to play Delver of Secrets. So that was Inkmoth into Ornithopter, into Springleaf Drum, into Vault Scourge taking 2. I miss seeing plays like this. Ooh, is another Vault Scourge and a Cranial Plane. That's pretty good. Flip the Delver. Naturally, that's nice. Swing 3. Chrisman down to 15. That's the turn. There's the Saga of the draw. Ooh, definitely should be playing that Saga. I don't think you should be playing... Yep, there we go. Okay. Urza Saga on 1. Cranial Plating. Mana Leak. Mana Leak. This is a counterspell format. Another Volt Scourge. Gonna be a swing for 1 in the area. Chrisman's gonna gain a life back. Eric drops to 15. Dashing Ragavan. Eric dashed the Ragavan. Chrisman will block. He will end up taking 2 damage because he gains 1. Wow, we're peeking here. 2 lands. So Urza Saga going to go up to 2. Another Ornithopter. Darksteel Citadel. We got to swing for 1 here. We're going to have a big boy coming down, though, at least. Is there a reason to do that right now? I'm not positive. Yeah, I don't think there was a reason to do that right now, but you know what? Committed. Swinging 1. So it's a 6/6 construct right now. Expressive iteration. Look at the top three. One hand, one bottom of the library, one exile. So we're going to be exiling the mountain. Didn't quite see what he put in hand, but mountain for play. Oh, he put the bolt in hand. Swinging for 3. Crispin down to 10. Maybe a Tarmogoyf. 5/6. Now big enough to block this construct, so looks like Eric's going to be getting hit for 7 here. Ooh, Thought Monitor. But so he drew a trigger. In response to the trigger, he will make a construct. It's going to find a 1-drop. Is that a Ginger Brute? I love it. Hex Parasite. Ooh, I love all these. Welding Jar, that seems pretty good. The Spear seems pretty good. Spear seems amazing, honestly, here. But without a Springleaf Drum, he doesn't have enough to play it and equipped. I think there's reason to not make a construct there. But, you know, can't go back now. Because one hit from one of these constructs would be, like, enough to carry the game, I think. Oh, wait, I'm just a fool. He puts into play for free. I'm just stupid. It's perfect mana. It's a 9/10. So Eric will go down to 3, and Chrisman will go... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10 total. Going down to 2. Chrisman went up to 20. I'm just a big fool. I always forget it. It's just so good. It comes into play. We're going to be scooping it up. Urza Saga's just nuts. Oh, it's spicy. Just gonna look up cranial plating real quick. Cranial plating being 2 black to equip at instant speed. It would be sweet if you could find cranial plating off of Urza Saga. It would be disgusting, though. Eric's talking about how he was just able to find the Shadow Spear for free. He couldn't counter it with any of the counter spells in hand. And he's like, oh, I wish you could just do something about it. And then Chrisman reminded him of his Nimble Obstructionist in the main board. Pretty goofy. Eric's on the play. Ooh, Memnites and whatnot. Little fast, but Chrisman was still deciding. It looks like a pretty good hand from Chrisman. Like a really good hand. Urza Saga in it, Memnites, Welding Jars. Chrisman choosing to not play the Urza Saga. I guess with no Springleaf Drum, that's a smart move. But this Ragavan's not attacking for free, which is nice. Honestly, kind of expect Ragavan to come out in this matchup. Just so many little dudes for Chrisman. Fire. We're going to split some damage. So the Vault Scourge is still tapped because of the Regenerate. The fire was really clean. Archon Ravager, not able to cast it. There's a Springleaf Jump, so now I think not playing this Urza Saga is just wrong. Yeah, that makes no sense. But we're going to be casting this Thought Monitor. Drawing 2 cards. Another Urza Saga. Yeah, like Hannah Midnight play. Swing for 1. 17-17. Yeah, I don't know why he wouldn't play Urza Sagas. Did he have exactly enough to Thought Monitor? Is that the reason? What 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm just gonna look that up. Don't want to be criticizing if I'm completely wrong. So it's 6 in a blue, so 7 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That'll be 2. Half for 1 for the blue. 9. So that'll be 4. 5, 6, 7. Nope, he still would have had enough if he played the Urza Saga. Would have had exactly enough. But we're going to be bolting the Memnite. Tank with a Ragavan. It's just going to block. And pass it the turn. And come off the draw. Saga. Gonna be a swing for 1. 13, 17. Oh, or 18. Peak. Man, I like the draw. Tarmogoyf. Another Ink off the draw. Gonna play another Urza Saga. Keeps making these sorcery speed constructs. Swing 1. 12 to 19. So Crispin can make another 2 next turn. He has the mana, right now at least. Because we know he has an Ink Moth in hand. Gonna be swinging here for 5. Crispin will take it, going down to 14. Fire Spout. Construct shrinks. Is now a 4/4. He does have a D&D playmat. I do love the D&D playmats that have been coming out. 6/7. Artifact, creature, instant sorcery, land. Ooh, Shoal. We found a jar here. We're gonna make another dude. Swinging for 6. I think this is basically lethal. Collector Oof. Stops the welding jar for a turn. It's gonna have to be used as a chump blocker, so. Crispin currently he drew a Thought Monitor, but he does not have blue mana right now to cast it. Gonna be making another Construct. Finding a 1 or less. 1 or 0. Gingerbread has haste. Pithing Needle's not the best. Just grabbing a Memnite, making the team bigger. Oh, wait a minute. How did he tap those Darksteel Citadels? Oh, 1 second. Okay, not fast enough. Luckily, it was searching for so long, I was able to spot it. But yeah, not able to tap those Darksteel Citadels for mana because they are artifacts and there is an oof in play. But we're going to be swinging here just the same. They are 7/7s. Ooh, it's going to be 6/6s. Animate the Ink Moth to make it an artifact. So they are still 7/7s. Crispin saw the line. I didn't know if he would. Okay, there we go. And Crispin gets there. But yeah, we'll be back with the final round shortly. Thank you. Hello, we're back with the fourth and final round. We have Keegan on Scales and Jeremy on a Protean Hulk brew. And now Keenan's with us.
Hello.
It only took him 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I finally lost my second game, so I decided to join Zach here in the booth. And for those who are unaware, the Protean Hulk combo is reminiscent of the old Bubble Hulk decks from back in the day. It is a Footsteps of the Goryeo pile. It runs Grief. It's a very synergetic pile that uses Persist. And I forget, is it the 2-mana one that grabs some, puts in the graveyard?
What is it? Unmarked Grave?
Unmarked Grave. Runs Unmarked Grave to really grab its combo piece.
But forest into Ancient Stirrings, finding an Urza Saga. Urza Saga has been, I think it's been every deck on camera today.
I'm not paying attention to decks
hey,
on
fair
camera.
Fair enough.
Oh,
it's at least 3 of the 4. Your match did not have one. Okay, so it was 3 of the 4 rounds that we had featured Urza Saga.
But yeah.
And it's just been... Chrisman just went to town with it. He's just playing like actual Affinity.
Oh yeah, I was spectating their match earlier. That deck really abuses the power of it because you can grab Cranial Plating.
You can't grab Cranial Plating. That's like the one thing you not, because Cranial Plating is 2.
Oh, is it 0 or 1? Oh,
it's 1 or 0.
Still you grab stuff like Shadow Spear, and that immediately wins you the race in any aggro mirror.
Yeah, and you still have Urza Saga construct and a spear, so it really is just Cranial Plating.
And earlier I was watching Connors playing basically the same deck, just put out constructs and just destroy it. But
a Grief here pitching a Viscera Seer, with a Viscera Seer in play, so.
But yeah. And so really Jeremy's whole game plan is to just make sure that he doesn't die, because the deck like Scales doesn't have really any interaction for the deck. And once he can get his Protean Hulk in the graveyard and reanimate that's really how he's going to win. So Grief is great here, and really just slows Keegan down like crazy. Depending, of course, what he picks and what he has answers for. Yeah, Keegan's looking to have
post on Discord. It's a very dangerous thing to do, opening Discord. I don't trust that Discord, honestly.
You never know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
you never know what you're going to get.
You sent it. We're going to be taking the Walking Ballista.
Yeah, the Ballista is the most annoying thing here. And it's also just, in general, Scales is best threat. So.
Oh, I was going to ask, your mana base, you have all different artworks or what? I saw foils, I saw full arts.
I just grabbed the first 4 or 5 forests that I saw, just because, like, I have a bunch of different cool cards, and I just use them all.
Fair enough. Animation module in Llanowar Reborn.
Yeah, I like that a lot, just waiting on your Urza Saga, because I don't know if Keegan knows exactly what is going on, but I assume that he has a general idea.
I don't think Keegan has any, like, special interaction with the graveyard in his main board, though.
No,
because his flex spot was the animation module, I'm pretty sure, so he wasn't playing like a Grafdigger's Cage or anything.
And if you look in Jeremy's hand, you can see the Footsteps of the Goryeo and the Mikaeus, which is a bit unfortunate that he's the Mikaeus. I believe that is the only copy. Is the only copy, and I believe that is very central to his combo. So we'll see what he ends up figuring out how to get that into his graveyard. He could always grief himself.
Yeah, he could always grief himself. Power Gauntlet, I believe.
Wow, that is very good. So this will let Keegan really, if the game goes long, Keegan will pretty much guaranteed win the match.
Yeah.
Or not the match, sorry, the game.
So Keegan's saying he's just going to use the blue dice to represent charge counters and whatnot, the non+1/+1 counters.
Yeah. But it's not a blazing fast start from Keegan, but in a few turns we'll really see him just start either making constructs and searching for artifacts, and it'll get really crazy really quick. So really Jeremy only has a couple turns to really finalize his combo. Looks like he has, what is the last card? Is that a Forest?
I think it's
a Protean Hulk in his hand.
Protean Hulk, Mikaeus.
Yeah.
But he's just passing. Jeremy not doing anything. Like, absolutely nothing.
And this is really one of the bad parts about the Protean Hulk deck. And, its combo is fantastic because almost no deck can really interact with it. But till it gets to that point, it doesn't do much at all. And his plan B is awful.
Yeah.
I'm unaware if he runs Endurance or anything in the main board.
I did not see any when I was looking at it.
Pitch with extra copies, but
I did not see any.
Yeah.
I don't even know what his best draw would even be right now.
I think really he's looking for
Collective Brutality.
Unmarked Grave.
Unmarked Grave,
I think
yeah.
probably just to get something in his yard because what he can do here, and I don't remember if the Wording on Grief can let you target yourself. Unmask lets you target yourself.
I can check it real quick.
But I was thinking he could get his Grief into the graveyard.
Mm-hmm.
Because he has 2 Footsteps to Goro. He can Footsteps to Goro a Grief to get his second Protean Hulk. Oh, there we go. See, he has Collective Brutality, so he's going to get his Protean Hulk in the graveyard.
Discarding himself. Grief specifically says target opponent.
Okay, so I was that line wouldn't work, but this is even better.
Yeah,
he just gets to
Collective Brutality. That's a pretty good draw.
That's fantastic, and he should just be able to win the game next turn without any stall.
Be kind of scary if there was a Walking Blister, right? Because he needs a sack. Or no, Footsteps to the Goryo. Yep. Makes sense.
Yeah, and I don't know if you're particularly scared of the. I don't know if you're scared of a Walking Blister in terms of interacting with your combos.
Oh no, I forgot about the sacrificing itself, so I was he needs a sack outlet, but yep. I was thinking like persist.
Oh yeah.
So holding priority on the Saga trigger. Removing a lore counter from it.
Yeah. And for those who are unaware, basically just you tap the Power Conduit to remove a counter from it, but because the third counter on it is already placed, the ability resolves, but it doesn't get sacrificed because it hasn't finished. It is just still there, but with 2. So you basically get to search for an artifact every single turn, which is fantastic.
Jeremy telling Keegan he's basically playing like the old school, not old school, but the recent Dice Factory deck, but doesn't have enough dice for it. Same thing with Keegan not having servo tokens or Thopter tokens.
No, it's unfortunate that you're not going to represent it perfectly, but I think for the purposes of this, it's not going to make a big difference. If I'm not mistaken, actually with the Mikaeus in the hand, actually that might cause some issues. But I believe that since Jeremy runs 2 Karma Guides, he can return the Mikaeus if he can get it into the yard. But I'm not exactly certain what his game plan is. But I do think that he has a way to win the game next turn. But I just could be mistaken. Wow.
Another Reborn. Do you know how many of those he plays in his main board?
I would be surprised if he ran 4, but it is a very, very good land of the deck. So I would assume 3 or 4.
Mm-hmm.
I believe he has a Ravager in hand, which is always good. And Ravager is great with animation modules, since it lets you just put any amount of your extra mana, just continuously pump the Ravager. So Keegan really is just almost certainly going to be able to kill Jeremy next turn. So Jeremy needs to probably win. And I believe his Footsteps on the Protean Hulk has just an outlet here.
Keegan was showing off the Throne of Geth animation module the other game, and it was nice. It was really nice. It was really nice.
That sounds fantastic.
I do like just the little one-of artifacts that just synergize so well with your deck.
Yeah. It's just such a cohesive pile, and even though it's not that fast, just you win every game that just goes long, and it's incredible how well
so
it
much
does
value.
It.
Let's see what Jeremy can do. Persist the draw.
That's pretty good, but obviously he has Footsteps of the Goro, so it's not that big of a difference here. I believe that. Is that Footsteps or is that another Grief? I
believe it's Footsteps.
Yeah, it looks like Footsteps. Yeah, it's Footsteps. Yeah. All right, looks like Jeremy doesn't have a immediate win since the Mikaeus is in his hand. So he's probably figuring out how he can either survive next turn and also get his Mikaeus into his graveyard.
Yeah.
I asked him after, because we played round one, if he ran a second Karmic Guide, and he does.
Yeah, he does. I saw both
that's
Karmic
just an
Guides,
excellent way to circumvent just somebody either killing it or interact with your combo. You can just go straight to it. But a second Mikaeus is probably just so bad on its own that you don't want a second one.
You wouldn't hate to see it. Like, he saw the one of, and that feels awful. Like, persist the Protean Hulk.
Yeah. So let's see what he gets.
Sacrifice the Scry. Before that happens, trigger. There's the Karmic Guide.
Was Jeremy on camera before this round? Or
No. Jeremy normally does not go on camera.
Yeah, it's not his thing.
No.
That's
but
totally fine.
Said he would do it for us. What a hero.
But Protean Hulk is going to grab, as Keegan mentioned, you guys can't hear, but Keegan mentioned it grabs 6 mana value worth of creatures and puts them directly into play. And so typically you would grab Karmic Guide and Viscera Seer, and then your Karmic Guide would, grab your Protean Hulk, you'd sack it again, and then you grab, the rest of your combo pieces, so the Mikaeus, and then the Walking Ballista, and then just kill him.
Yep. I do not believe there's a body double in this list.
And there isn't a body double when I checked, but body double would be a great way to circumvent the issue that he has right now. But really, he's trying to figure out a way that he can get his Mikaeus from his hand into his graveyard or something, or maybe into his library, but I don't think he has one in the main. So
besides the Collective Brutality,
yeah, besides the Collective Brutality, but really he would need another reanimation spell, and I know that he doesn't have that. Or sorry, he doesn't have the mana for that. I should clarify.
This is rough.
This is very sad, but hopefully Jeremy can find a line that at least lets him survive and hopefully combo off next turn. But if not, then we'll see. We'll see what happens.
He may just be shortcutting here.
Yeah.
Or not.
Just checking one last time, making sure he's not making a mistake, which is always smart. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what Keegan should have lethal on board, obviously, because Jeremy's at 10 currently. But I believe with the way that it's set up, Keegan does have enough. Or sorry, Jeremy has enough blockers to at least survive till his next turn.
The free scry.
Keegan being a great opponent and reminding Jeremy that he does have a scry.
Unmarked Graves, keeping it on top.
That is a pretty good one to draw.
Next up, sacrifice servo to red creature. Module Mega Servo.
Doing what I mentioned, just extracting as much value out of the extra mana that he has. So
trigger on the stack for the Urza Sangha. Power Conduit. Put it back down to 2.
Yeah, and Karmic Guide does have flying, which is very unfortunate for that
Ink Moth
that Ink
there?
Moth Nexus,
Yeah.
because that's like very clearly the way that Keegan would want to kill him this turn.
Shadow Spear, that's pretty good.
Trample might actually just get through that if he chooses to sack everything to it, because Karmic Guide is only a 2/2. But again, it depends what Keegan ends up wanting to do on this attack.
You also got to remember there's another Karmic Guide in there. That's 4 toughness worth of blocking.
There is another Karmic Guide. So really, Jeremy could, unless Keegan doesn't present 14 points of power, just block with Karmic Guides and live another day. But I don't know if that's a winning strategy.
In a good spot. I don't think you're in a good spot.
Yeah. I think he just has to hope that Keegan doesn't attack with his flyer. But I believe he should be dead anyways.
The boards haven't progressed that much in the past, like, 6-7 minutes.
No, Keegan's deck is already at pretty much like full power.
Yep.
The only card really you would be missing is like a Hangerback Walker or a
Walking Ballista.
Walking Ballista. Jeremy's trying to just figure out a way to win, and I'm gonna actually check real quick what the CMC is on Mikaeus. I believe it is too high for it's 6 mana, so
yeah.
he's not gonna be able to just play a land next turn. So
Unless Jeremy has one of those spicy Arborel or the Dryad Arbors.
Arbors, yeah.
But I mean, normally you would have seen that off of the first grab if he had one.
Second Ravager is very impressive. He's sacrificing the, if I'm not mistaken, he's sacrificing the animation module tokens. But I don't think I missed anything. But
yeah. Hacking so many servos.
God, that is Ozolith here just makes it any which way lethal. With but did he tap it? No, his Inkmoth is animated, so he's gonna just. I don't think he has the ability to equip it,
right? Yeah,
which is actually pretty big here, but.
I'm wondering if he knows Karmic Guide is flying.
I mean, I assume he does.
Right? Yeah.
Like Keegan and I, we've played with Karmic Guide before, but it always could easily go over someone's head. But we'll see what Jeremy responds with if he might end up sacking his Protean Hulk this turn or just waiting.
Moving to combat. Ozolith trigger, putting the counters on the Nexus. Swing with the 4/4 Ravager and the 3/3 Inkmoth. Block.
It can easily go over someone's head. Oh, that's good.
So sacrificing that Arcbound Ravager, 6 go on Ozolith, 6 go onto him.
Yeah.
Yep. That is how that works.
Jeremy's just asking if that's exactly how it works, and Keegan's saying, yeah, even though it looks like it doesn't, it does. And that's why the Ozolith is one of the best cards to make sure that the Scales deck has that inevitability, because any threat becomes massive. So, but I mean, that's what you expect, a top shelf play from the 2013 Season 3 champion of Netrunner. So.
Okay, we're gonna go in there real quick. I'm gonna try to explain something I don't completely understand, but I know how it's supposed to work.
Yeah, so just a quick judge call, making sure that
That's so weird. It is really weird. Yeah, it's because this is like a separate instant.
But yeah, so Ozolith, basically because the counters leave the Arcbound Raptors, they also go into the Ozolith, and it's weird. Yeah, whenever a creature you control leaves the battlefield, if it had counters on it, put those counters onto the Ozolith.
It's worded like it shouldn't, but
the thing is,
those counters are going on something else. But it is how it works.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, the creature's leaving the battlefield. We know that for sure. Like, it's getting sacrificed. Yeah. So those counters just go on to the Ozolith, but the modular is a separate trigger.
Yeah.
So modular still happens. So it basically just makes new counters.
And says, hey, makes some fresh counters.
Those, even though modular's happening. So it's pretty insane.
Put Protean Hulk died.
He's gonna cry.
Get back another Karma Guide, getting back a Protean.
He's just really trying to figure out a way to get.
I don't see a world in which he wins.
No, not at all. With the Mikaeus in hand, it's hard to think what he could possibly do because the old Bubble Hulk deck, as Chad pointed out, did run body double just to make sure that you had an extra way to grab your graveyard stuff. But Karma Guide being legal, obviously Karma Guide's better than bubble or body double. Man, that Shadow Spear is looking fantastic.
Shadow Spear is such a messed up card. And I think it's crazy how that rare from Theros is like, which was a pretty open set with Uros and Proxas, is only $10. Yeah, which is $10 because everybody needs one. It's not even like they need a play set.
You don't need a play set. You just need one for your deck. So
yeah,
I got mine because I used to run a bad Urza pile like ages ago, and it was just all-star in that deck. But obviously, you don't run more than one. So.
Oh no! And that is an illegal action. He cannot grief himself. That is not unmasked. So I will run there. He wants them in case.
Yeah. And so, for those unaware, grief lets you target yourself, but unmask. Sorry, grief just does the opponent. Unmask targets yourself. You can target yourself. So that's what I was saying earlier. With you can possibly grief yourself, but that is not a legal line. Welcome back.
It looks like it would be unmasked.
Yeah, that's the thing. I was thinking about it was being unmasked the entire time, and that's why we look it up. That's why we make sure.
The only reason I know that is because Charlie Fassbender was in here one time, and he was like, "Wow, it's just like a better unmasked." And then a bunch of people were like, "No, it's not.
Not at all.
It is not at all."
So I don't know how familiar anybody is with Legacy, but the Legacy Reanimator deck, you really just need to get anything you graveyard anywhere possible. So you run unmasked because it's amazing. It just
stripping something out of a deck for free. Yeah.
But I'd say about half the time that I've played the deck, I just unmask myself if I don't have a thought to use or something, and then just boom, reanimate it. Right, I get my Gristlebrand. I'll wait on the turn.
But yeah, Grief has a safety net built into it. Says opponent.
Grief is not that crazy. It's a great card, but it's not unmasked.
Yeah, no, we've been in the last two turns for about 15 minutes now.
Yeah, they're just making sure that the Goryo's Footsteps of the Goryo was resolved properly, so that Jeremy doesn't have an extra permanent on the battlefield that isn't supposed to be there.
There's a Saga Power Conduit.
I genuinely wonder what he grabs here.
What he has left,
what's relevant? Is there a...
It might be a Welding Jar? Zabaz, I guess, is always an option, right?
Zabaz seems pretty good here, actually. Welding Jar, just to make sure that there's nothing that he could run that just messes with his stuff. That basically just makes sure that his Inkmoth Nexus doesn't die or something else relevant. I'm really excited to see post-board games. If Jeremy doesn't draw the Mikaeus.
Yeah. But yeah, Red Green Pathway, just with the
in a smoke
sleeves. Yeah,
that looks god awful.
Yeah.
And
I need you to take a look at your Grist games or your games.
Yeah,
because that Grist looks exactly like Sarah. It was.
I realized that as soon as you said it. I was like, yeah.
I was like, I understand he's playing white, but what is the purpose of this?
No,
Grist seems really good.
Grist is fantastic.
Sarah does not.
Sarah is atrocious.
Yeah.
Sarah will be $30 just from Timmy's alone.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
We're gonna equip the next with Shadow Spear. Okay, we're going to the next game.
Jeremy quickly realizing his fate.
Super dead. But yeah, drawing that Mikaeus was awful. And that was like his first draw.
That was actually his very first draw. And you know, and the thing is, like, decks like the Protean deck, you'd think, like, they mulligan very poorly, but decks that have all these one-of combo elements,
Yeah.
so, I mean, nobody's going to know what Allurin does, but that's a great example. You just bottom that card. And you just, like...
Did you see the price of Allurin go up?
Did it really?
Yeah, that's what Gus was telling me earlier.
Oh, wow.
Because of that Asarak or whatever, venture into the dungeon card.
Oh, yeah, because you can
The
just keep
infinite
playing
combo?
it over
Yeah.
and
But I guess
EDH.
that made Allurin go up again, and I was like, that's
I've
sweet.
had my Allurins for
Allurin
like
is
6 years now.
my second favorite deck of all time of Legacy.
If there's Legacy tournaments in the general area, I'm going to try to enter them. But
It's
I'm
rough
gonna
now.
sleep. It's very
Legacy
rough.
is rough. We used to get, because we had you're pretty new to the whole area, right?
I mean, I'm new to the Green Bay area.
The Green Bay area. Yep. So before, wow, this is what, 2-3 years ago, we had a tournament called the Frozen Tundra Tournament, which was weekly Legacy. Like it was like it went out for like 3 months.
Oh,
but
wow.
Based on where you finished every event, you would get a certain number of points, and then the top 8 at the end of the whole 3-month period played for just like a crazy amounts of prizes. Like there was like Underground Seas, like Tundras, like a bunch of duels.
That's fantastic.
But Jeremy, actually, right over here, he was the one that was running it. But we would have anywhere between like 15 to like 25 players show up for an event.
So Jeremy was like himself like managing the event.
Yeah.
He wasn't playing it, was
Yep.
he?
Oh, he was. He
Okay,
was.
so he's the tournament organizer.
He was the tournament organizer, but he is not the tournament host. Like it was him that put up the prizes for distribution, but the tournaments were being run at different stores in Green Bay.
Oh,
and we didn't want to
okay.
pick any one store, so Jeremy went, at the time it was Gamers Anonymous, Frost Giant, and Game Capital. They were being
No,
ran
that's
at.
that's awesome.
But
I
we had a lot of people playing during that, but the prices of Legacy makes that non-existent,
Yeah,
basically.
nobody can do that anymore. And I mean, I got my duels a long time ago, and even then, I still it was still a lot of money.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a very large amount of money. And even though they're like 10 times, not 10
Yeah.
times, but like
Well, I mean,
a lot, some of them are like 5 to 7.
I remember getting my
expensive.
Taiga for $45 because it was pretty beat up.
Yeah.
And now it's like $170. And I'm just like,
It's like 400 now.
oh, is it? Like
Yeah.
actually?
Taiga
Well,
went up.
Rip.
But I could be wrong. I'm gonna check. But
Yeah, please
I,
do that. Maybe I'm thinking Savannah, but I remember having Tigers, I remember having Badlands, and now I feel like a fool.
Yeah, revised Taiga. Tishima is 450.
Oh, well, I feel even dumber.
Yeah, I bought my Badlands for 40s each.
Yeah.
Like my Taiga was I think 100, and that was the last duel I bought.
The Badlands I had were Italian, and they were for Legacy Goblins.
Yeah.
But, yeah, no, it's heartbreaking. And, Legacy is, if I had to say my favorite format, it would be Legacy. I love Legacy.
I think Legacy just has such an insane amount of depth in each game.
Yeah.
Where Modern, and most people here are probably Modern players.
Yeah.
Modern it's more linear because you can cast your spells, you expect them to resolve. You just do your thing.
Mm.
And in Legacy, because there's so many more crazy interactions, so many more different styles of play, there's a lot more depth to every game. Every micro decision in Legacy means significantly more than any other format.
I think the main reason I enjoy Legacy is before I became a judge, I really liked Legacy because you could win a game you're not supposed to win just because you know how a certain rules interaction works and the other person doesn't. Yeah. Like the wastelanding you're waiting for the trigger to resolve before wastelanding your opponent's Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, 2 for winning them, things like that. There's very small things that if you know you are at a distinct advantage to your opponent.
Yeah. So Keegan here starting off with an Urza Saga and Arcbound Worker.
Yep.
A pretty slow start, but
normally you don't want to see Urza Saga.
The Urza Saga is really going to start. Just allow him to just get through his deck quicker. Even I think what he'll probably end up doing is just turn 3. Make a dude and then search for whatever he wants, and that's more than adequate to put on a clock.
Yeah.
Is that another Inkmoth? That is a Inkmoth.
Super cool. I like that one.
Zabaz, one of the better I think it's the best one drop in the deck. So Keegan's just playing his dorks, making little dudes.
Zabaz is nuts.
Attacking Jeremy.
The legendary rules Zabaz.
Yeah, legendary. It's very good with that interaction. Yeah. But Jeremy just playing just a land turn 1 and just getting a ransack the lab, just looking at top 3, picking one up and putting the rest in the graveyard. So, looks like he probably grabbed a combo piece, judging from his hand.
2 footsteps, a collected brutality, a persist.
I believe, is that a persist? Yeah.
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 That's the old school artwork. It
looks very good.
Yeah. Some of them look really nice.
No, TS2 persists, which is not bad actually at all.
Masu Zabaz.
So I guess one
Look
of
at
his,
your hand.
Wow.
A creature heavy hand for Keegan.
So Jeremy doesn't get to get anything, but this is still like fine because the persist is redundant in his hand, and really he just wants to make sure like
the coast's clear.
If he can, the coast is clear. So
what is that card right over there?
That is
a
nature's
claim.
Old
That's what I thought.
Nature's Claim, which is excellent
I
against.
thought so,
doing.
but I was like, "Whew,
that buys him a lot of time."
Yeah.
Depending on, of course, what Keegan chooses to do.
There is a Grafdigger's Cage.
Grafdigger's is wow. That is such a. I didn't even think about that because I haven't played with Urza Saga myself.
Oh.
And I've only played against it once, and my opponent had a very anemic hand. But being able to just straight grab your sideboard Kate.
Yep.
Because you have Grafdigger's Cage, you grab Tormod's Crypt. There's just so many
and that's the
options.
thing. So normally people do run either a mainboard Grafdigger's Cage if it does not hurt them, or did that just go to the graveyard?
Wait. Hold up.
Okay.
I was just saying, if you waited another minute, I would have mentioned it. So, but Jeremy's gonna obviously Nature's Claim that right away. Get Keegan up.
Nature's Claim. Does that say artifact or enchantment?
Artifact or enchantment. Its controller gains 4 life.
Why did he let him take his turn with the Urza Saga then?
What do you mean?
Why not just Nature's Claim the Urza Saga?
Oh my God, you're absolutely right. What this does is it gets rid of the saga.
Yeah.
And
I guess the Nature's Claim is the graveyard now,
and
but
gets rid of the thing. Because Keegan played at turn 1, he doesn't have the ability to tap it and make a dude. So in this case, actually, Jeremy gets the land out.
Yeah, it's a wait now. I guess.
But again, you could be right. What if he had that turn 1? And I was unaware if he did, but just being able to play that turn 1 and just slow Keegan way down seems like phenomenal in this case, and it prevents any future shenanigans of him searching for something. But also, Jeremy might just not have enough ways to interact with stuff like that. I remember him mentioning it to me when I had 2 pieces of hate in play. He was like, "Oh, I guess I need to find this and this instead of just this." And really, Jeremy doesn't have that many ways to interact with things on the board.
It's a super creature heavy hand. Having an Arcbound Ravager and this Ozolith is
might
be enough.
It's actually fantastic because for last game we got to see the modular and Ozolith interaction.
Now we're just going to see
we're going to see it again, and obviously it depends on what Jeremy has in hand, but it looks like he has nothing to really interact with this, and just Keegan going to be able to...
Got this just a persistent Footsteps with the Goryo in hand.
Yeah. Because I believe what Keegan's considering right now is animating his Inkmoth, which I believe is correct. Mm-hmm. But, of course, Keegan knows more about his surroundings than I do right now.
Yep. I mean, that would just be lethal, right? We're looking at lethal.
I believe so, right? Because he gets 1, 2,
3
from the modular, and then 1. Right? Is it only 2 from the modular? So that's. So that's 3 more counters.
That's 11, right? Or that's 12?
Yeah, and then plus because of the Ozolith, all of those counters come back.
Are getting moved over, yeah.
And because the Arcbound, you can get the Arcbound Ranger way above 5. This is going to be a very quick kill.
Yeah.
And because Keegan knows what Jeremy's playing now, he knows what type of interaction he has. He can realize that this is just the best way to go about it.
Oh God, I did this math so wrong, but yeah,
he has
super dead. I forget about it.
Counters?
Adding it.
Oh, he's 11 counters. But yeah, he's dead.
Oh, because the modular moved it over, and then those 6 went on. So that's
12 power. That's just.
Then there's the 6 from around the Arcbound Ravager.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because it adds each additional time. Yeah, I did not think that.
18.
Yeah, I think it was huge.
All right, but that's exactly what Keegan had to do.
Yeah.
Just be really fast, and Jeremy's dead. But
Keegan wins it.
Keegan wins it.
Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully next week, Keenan doesn't abandon me for 3 hours?
You have my word. Next week, I will just show up to commentate if you want.
You don't know that. I don't trust you at
No,
all.
I trust myself because I'm not buying Ragavans.
Oh. Thank you for watching.
Thanks, guys.